Hello everyone and welcome to the CTD Show. Welcome to Candid Talk with Deomi. It's your girl Adewumi, as the name implies. Welcome to today's episode. Welcome to the last episode in the year 2020. Oh, what a year it has been. I remember in 2019 when we're going into 2020, it was an amazing celebration. We had many goals, we had many aspirations, we had ideas of how we were going to spend this year. But voila, 2020 came with its own package. It came like a year we have never experienced before. But that was what got me thinking, like, what message do I share as the last episode for the year 2020? And that light bulb just kicked in and said, appraisal. Yes, appraisal. The 2020 year in review. And when I was looking at this, I said, how can you review something? Because when you're reviewing it, it means that, you sort of had a goal, you had aspirations, you had objective, you sort of wrote it down and you made it plain and you were running with it. And then come March this year, everything just, went kaput. All the plans, all the goals, where you wanted to visit. On a personal note, I was meant to go to Jerusalem this year, Israel, and I was really looking forward to it come July this year. And COVID and everything that comes with COVID just sort of spoils that for me. But in all of that, I wanted us to just sort of look at the year from a reflective lens. Look at how well we have spent this year or how bad we have spent this year, because both of them do play a massive role in how we approach 2021 in the new year. So looking at the poster that I sort of did before I came up with this video, I said, let us go back and reflect on, our pains, our reliefs, our wins, our losses, the battles and the wars, those things that we have gone through in the year 2020, sort of look back at it with a reflective lens. So I'll start with the good things. The good things were some of the things that we won. For instance, as a show, the CTD Show began in the year 2020. And that was a major win for me. A major win for me to come out of my shell, to come out from my box and say, there are things in you that God has deposited that can help the next person. I began to live in my purpose. I understood my purpose a bit more. I understood that it's my calling to talk to people and encourage and inspire people, and I took that bold step and started the CTD Show. Today we have people looking at us everywhere around the world. We have people constantly sending us feedback and telling us how well we have inspired them, how well we have encouraged them to do things that they never used to do before, how a particular episode has, jarred them, made them think twice about something. And that is encouraging, and that is a massive win. On a career front, I've also had a massive win as well, in terms of my family, my husband and my children. I've also had wins. But you know what? I have also had losses this year. I've experienced pain. I have cried this year. I have had ill health this year. I've gone through all of those phases. And what I want us to look at basically is not just look at the wins that I have as opposed to the wins that other people have and begin to compare note or begin to compare achievement. I'm not one for that. I think my competition is with myself. What did I do last year that I have improved upon, and what can I improve upon next year that I did this year. And that's how I want us to look at it when you're reflecting. Look at your wins and give yourself a pat on the back, because trust me, that is a massive achievement. Despite the situation, despite the circumstances that the whole world found ourselves in, you were still able to achieve those wins. Is it in your education? Is it in your career? Is it in your businesses? Is it in anything and everything? Is it you starting out something? Is it you going on a weight loss program and you've achieved it thus far? Is it you starting a new business? Is it you having a family, starting a new family, or starting something new that you have done? However little that achievement or that win is, please do pat yourself on the back and say a very big well done. But for those pains, for those losses, for those things you gave up on, for those things that you never tried at all, for those things that you sort of thought, oh, the situation around is not going to permit it, it's not going to allow me. I want us to also take a pen and paper to that and reflect on it. Could you have done better? Could you have waited a little bit longer? Could you have endured a bit more? Could you have been a bit more tenacious? Could you have been a bit more ambitious? Could you have improved yourself? Could you have bettered yourself? Could you have taken up a new course? Could you have, improved your skill set even in the current job that you are in? Could you have sort of improved the life of your children or someone next to you? Could you have ventured into the unknown? Could you have done something that you never would have done before? Would you have stepped out of your box, your comfort zone? Could you have done all those things? Those are the things I want you to look into. Look at it. Not beat yourself up, not at all, and not want to do that. Basically, I want you to draw out lessons from it. Look at each one of those losses, each one of those setbacks, each one of those things that you could have done that you never did, those things you gave up on, those things that you never even started. Look back on it and begin to draw lessons from it. I call them lessons learned, and let them go into the strategy, your plans, your goals, your achievement that you have penned for 2021. Because you know what? 2021 would be better. It would bring smiles. It will bring open doors. It will bring achievement. You will start that new job. You will start that new business. You will start that new thing that you have planned or dreamed or waited for 2020 to bet for you. But you know what? You need to put yourself in the right frame of mind mentally. You need to let yourself know that you can achieve it regardless of anything. Today, do an appraisal of yourself. Not self-critic, but self-analysis. Look at yourself and know what your strengths are. Know what your weaknesses are. Know the opportunities that are open to you. Also acknowledge the threats that are out there as well, and begin to make those bold steps. Begin to achieve those things that you think you never could. Draw on the lessons that we all have learned in 2020 and make 2021 greater and better. I know this is the last episode for the year, but before I leave you, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas in whatever country in which you'll be spending it. I want to wish you the best of everything as the year comes to an end. I want you to take the lessons learned in 2020 and use them as actionable insights for the next year. I want you to look 2021 in the eye and tell it, decree and make proclamations concerning that year on a personal note and see yourself fly. I'm going to wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year ahead. Go into the new year more than a conqueror. La like I would always say here on the CTD Show, those dreams of yours, those goals of yours, those desires of yours, regardless of the obstacles and the distraction, you are more than able to achieve it. Take good care of yourself and have a very good time. See you next year.